have been pretty busy doing some Magic the Gathering pre-release tournaments today. One of them started at 2 p.m. and the other one started at 7 p.m. So they were pretty much back to back. We had, let's see, we had pretty good turnout this weekend at my son's store, and for the tournament. This was started on Friday, and so we had one tournament Friday evening, and then one on two on Saturday, sorry, and then two more today. And I ended up participating in all of them, which is a bit much. I don't know if you guys have ever done pre-releases or not. And, 5 of them is significant. So, did that, and that was fun slash tiring, right? But I got first place in a couple of them, and I did okay in all of them. So I'm pretty all right with the results of that. Also pretty tired. So now, in other news, we decided to get a second harvesting box into our guild hall, and so now we have one that has the rares in it, and then the other one that has the commons. So we've got them separated into 2 different boxes here. Should be helpful, I think, in many, many ways. So, alright. Also, I have started a rush order, so I better hop over here and get to work on that. For those who don't know, the difference between a rush order and a regular work order in the trade skilling is that in a rush order, it's timed, as the name implies. So, a more intelligent person than me might get right directly to it instead of going and wandering around and checking out harvesting depots and things like that. But instead, I decided to just take the scenic tour and get around to it, So here we are. What I don't think I have going is some power totems. I'm not sure, maybe I do. Let's see here. That's the Spirit Totem Wolf. That's unimportant from our current endeavor. But this is Power Regen. Let's turn that on. And then I don't need to turn on the Wolf Totem or the Health Totem for what I'm doing right now. So, here we are. Moving right along. You start out with, I believe, around... Well, it depends on which one it is, but for many of the writs, it's going to be like 9 to 10 minutes on the clock. And then you have to start them in the trade skill instance at this time. So I started mine in the trade skill instance and then zoned out of there, ran around to the house in Willowwood, and then went in and showed you guys the depot. Then ended up coming over and actually starting this writ. So hopefully I'll have enough time to get it all done and not run out of power, ideally. An interesting note is that I've been going to the split pod den, and it levels you down. In my case, it leveled me down to 39 because I'm 42. And interestingly enough, when I leave there, I'm still mentored down. And so right now, I'm mentored down to level 39 in spite of being level 42. It's very, very odd. And so I'm getting a 7% detriment to my adventuring right now. And I didn't realize it, that I was mentored to 39 earlier when I was playing, and so I went and did some various quests in Enchanted Lands without being aware that I wasn't actually getting credit. So that's a shame. But it's also good to know, because if I ever need to mentor down to, 39 in the next little bit in order to get some credit for something, a quest that may otherwise be gray, for instance, then perhaps I could intentionally do that. I don't know if that's, intended to be what's going on or not. I would think that when you leave the zone, it should unmentor you. I'm not really sure. I don't remember it having an issue with that. Well, I don't, it's hard for me to say, really. But on the plus side, it looks like I am going to recover from my delayed beginning on this quest, so all is well. I'm at 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining, and I'm well into this rid. I only have the one left to do, so things would have to go very poorly at this point. I would have missed like 3 combines in order to fail this, so I think I'm gonna make it through. Pulling through. Alright. Wonderful, wonderful. And now I can go turn that in. Well, Serial is here and camping out. You know what? One thing we were discussing today, me and my guildmates, was getting a stove and keg or a woodworking bench for the house. There was some degree of discussion about what would be the proper one to get, and so right now, Clear Dime is on, although it is not in chat. Oh, hey, Boogie Joy, how you doing? Perfect timing, as a matter of fact. Since you're there, what do you think? Stove and keg or woodworking table? Any thoughts on that? Opinions? I can only get one or the other. Right now I have 529,752 status.
Salutation.
It doesn't matter to me which kind, because being a jeweler, from my perspective, I've got everything that I need in there right now. If I want to level up my other crafter types, I'm trying to see what I actually have. Okay, Jabanabi is currently a level 10 craftsman. And I don't remember which direction I was going to go with Jabanabi. Craftsman, probably a woodworker. Probably where I was going. But it doesn't matter, because we already have a woodworker. It's irrelevant as far as that goes. Let's see. I have Ataskama, who I haven't logged into in a million years. And otherwise, there's one more that I have on this server, Burial, and that's a scholar, so I believe that one is probably was going to be an alchemist, if I'm going to guess. which would take a chemistry table. But like I said, it doesn't matter really from my perspective. So any of the above. Well, I should go for now and start on another writ. I'm many writs away from being able to get a second table. If I could get two, I would just go ahead and get them both and not have this grand dilemma. Apparently an ad starts in 16 seconds. As I have mentioned before, I'll say again for anyone who's doing a search in your recipe book, you do not have to put the full name of the recipe that you're searching for. You can just put the first few letters of each word and very quickly be able to find the recipe that you seek. You know, I've always thought it would be fun to have the recipe book have an option where you could sort by the component rather than by the name of the recipe. So like if you wanted to find something that used like cutlass fish, right? Then you could just type in cutlass fish and it would just show you everything that used that. That would be super cool. I think I may have even suggested it once many years ago. I'm not sure, but anyway, I've always thought that would be a cool thing to be able to do, just like sort. Or like if you could sort only things that you had to work with, right? So you didn't, if you didn't have the materials for it in your bag or wherever, then it wouldn't show up. I've always thought that would be a cool thing to have. That and a crafting app. Like for a long time, I wanted a crafting app on the phone so that if you were logged out in your guild hall or in your house and you had crafting tables there and you had fuel depots, then you could use this app and all you do is you just have like the 3 buttons that you can press and just basically the crafting window that you normally would see. And that's, or 6 buttons, sorry. And that's all you would see. And you could just sit there and craft. I would think that would be awesome. And people could just be like, standing in line, for instance, at the grocery store and crafting while they're standing there. I just think that would be awesome. And it could just, the app could be like EQ2 Craft. I would like it. That's all I'm saying. I still have a good bit of vitality left in my crafting. So I think it's been a little while since I last did any crafting. A few days, well, not any, I've been doing some, but I haven't done a significant amount of crafting in a few days. So, very cool that I have this much left, even with the 14% XP bonus, which is going on for a few more days in both trade skill and adventuring XP. So anybody trying to get their levels, whether it's in trade skilling or in adventuring, really ought to hop on over to Origins and check it out and get some of that XP while it's here to be got, because really that's a huge bonus for this server. makes a big difference, especially in the crafting, because you will ultimately use fewer supplies to get the levels that you want, to get the XP that you want. And that makes such a big difference in the amount of time that it takes per level, because that means you have to be out there gathering less percentage of the time. So, recommend it. Pop in, do some crafting. I gotta apologize to you guys. I am falling asleep tonight. I'm just like, I mean, it's only 10:47, and as you probably have all become aware, I normally stay up quite late, and I will tonight as well, I'm sure. But my goodness, I'm tired. It's all this magic playing I've been doing. It really does wear one's brain out, especially with the quite difficult competition that some of the players pose. Well, let's see here. I think I actually have finished a couple of the writs that I had set out to do earlier.
Greetings.
I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing that we get 5,233 status points per writ at this level, and this is for a rush order. Now I need almost 500,000 in order to get another crafting table. So I'm thinking, okay, so I'd need another, 100 writs. That's really not, actually, first of all, not all that bad. Second of all, as you level, you get more status points per writs. That's not entirely accurate to say that I would need 100. I definitely would not need 100 writs to get there. But I would need a good number, and I'm wondering how much we have in the way of harvests in the depot right now of my level. Feels like I might want to go check that out before I end up stranded in the middle of a writ with not enough harvests to finish it out. That would be very, very unfortunate. Alright, so we're fairly low on the diamond beam. And so, I'm thinking, perhaps I run out to Enchanted Lands and turn in these quests. And then I can go hop over to Rivervale and get some of these T4 harvests that I need. Because again, it'll do no good whatsoever to get into a situation where I don't have enough harvest to complete the route that I'm on. Or to put someone else in that situation who may, be going to be doing writs in the guild either. So it'll just be better if I go and do a little bit of harvesting. That is an opaline. Opaline can be used as a substitute. Rough opaline, just like it says right there. And so I could take it and put it in the bank for others to use when they need a little opaline that they don't have. Because it's not super cheap. But let me look and see how much it sells for. Okay, 3 silver, you know what? I don't know, that's a tough one. I have no idea what opaline is selling for. It feels like 3 silver is pretty good, so I guess I will just sell that one. But you don't have to. You can use it as a crafting material. Rotten rodent tail for 30 silver. It seems a little bit like highway robbery. Like I feel like I'm robbing this merchant right now. Like And in all honesty, what is this provisioner going to do with a rotten rodent tail? And do we want to know what this provisioner is going to do with a rotten rodent tail? I'm a little concerned. Sounds bad. I'm not going to sell the rusted fey iron strongbox for 1 silver and 28 copper, though. It's kind of interesting with the rotten rodent tail. Sells to this merchant for 30 times, almost 30 times the amount that the rusted fey iron strongbox sells for. I'm really curious about what they're doing with those. It's just concerning with those rodent tails as a provisioner. I don't think that I want to purchase any of her wares. Is where I'm going with
Please tell
that.
me you're not trying to get a loan with livestock collateral.
Feels wrong. But I do want to toss some things into the bank because I feel like clearing the bank, my bags out, that is, a little bit is probably a good idea. And again, I will throw this rusted fey iron strongbox along with that rusted fey iron strongbox stat. And then I think I'm just going to sort the inventory. By the way, sorting the inventory is pretty cool. Now you see how my inventory is currently all wonky jawed. It's not great. Stuff everywhere. We got a lot of blanks. But then I'm going to come over here. We're going to press sort. And are you sure you want to sort your bags ascending by type, name, and type? Why, yes, I definitely do. And there it is. It's beautiful. All your stuff is together. Everything's in its place and all that business. So there you go. That's how you do that. Very simple. Makes all people happy.
Hello there. Can I interest you in some?
And I'm getting more and more sold on going to Kino's Harbor and just taking that to the docks there. The 90 silver, it feels like a lot. It is a lot. But I'm asking myself things like, well, if I spend that 90 silver, how much more harvesting, for instance, can I get done in the amount of time that it would take me to run over there? And is that worth 90 silver? Like, could I sell that if I wanted to, for instance, for more than 90 silver? I'm going to say yes. Absolutely could. So it makes the most sense, I think. Go ahead and spend the ridiculous amount of silver, especially when I don't have as long as I might like to. And then go take this bell right here. It's the one at the end of the docks. So you buy the ticket from the harbor master there, who is at Kino's Harbor. And then you can either go to Neck Forest or you can go to Thundering Steps with that ticket. Or you choose which one you want to go to when you buy it. And then you go to the bell at the end of the docks there in Kino's Harbor. And lo and behold, you get your zone straight to one of those docks. We're going to talk to Kelby here.
I hope this compensates you for your time and effort.
It sure does. Have you got any more work for me? And now I want to show you something. We just got this hunting local enchanted creatures quest done, and it was 50 silver. Now when we get this new quest reward, it's going to be at least 1 gold, 35 silver, and 35 copper. So it's more than double what we got this time. So it's always going up when you get on these repeatables. When you get another.
You've done your part to maintain the purity of the creatures of the enchanted lands. Do you have time to hunt more beasts?
Sure, I'll help. All right, so that's all fine and well. I was thinking about it too. You know, I couldn't quite remember where to go for this quest here. Let's probably move it. Stolen Jum Jum. And you have to examine Jum Jum barrels around the enchanted lands. I'll start in the lost village of Boba. Now, I think that it might be, yes, right here. I thought it might be in here. Okay, so that was correct. And we got the update for that. Excellent. Excellent. Now, what does it say after that? I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. That's my my crafting writ. But we need to turn into Ogden here for forces requisition ENC0825. With that
Well
turned in.
met.
He says, "Hey there, I see you happen to have a sack of goodies. Looks to be a requisition order to me." And I say, "Yes, it is. Here's the order for Grove Badger Claws." He says, "Bag of luck you got there. Folks around some parts are fooled into thinking these claws bring good luck." And I say, "Lucky for me." All right, so now, because I'm curious which of these mistied items I already have, we'll do a little search. So again, let me just show that to you. So you go into your character window, and there's a little magnifying glass right here. And if you click on it, you can type in what you're looking for. So I want to know which mistied items I already have. So I'm going to type in mistied and find, and then we can see right here in my window that I have the tunic, the mantle, and the wraps. So that would be wraps, tunic, mantle. Now I'm going to get the leggings. There we go. Now I have the leggings as well. What fun, right? What fun. Now let's see here. The rest of these I'm not going to work on at this second exactly. I kind of will, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and equip my harvesting armor set. It's crazy that they brought the armor sets over to Origins. I didn't expect that at all, and I'm very pleased about it because you can put on whatever kind of armor you want, make yourself an armor set, and then you can just it on just like that. Very fun thing to have. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Well, let's see if I've got all the quests over here. I think, yeah, okay, I have room for one more, so whenever I inevitably run into one of the things I need, I'll be able to get that. Now I'm going to kind of head toward where the village update is over there. And on my way, I'm going to use these lovely little hot bars that I'm going to prepare for switching into my um, harvesting tools as I go along. And that'll be very, very awesome. And actually, since I'm out and about again, I will, turn on the spirit of the wolf so that I have a little bit more speed. Turn on auto consume there. Now, while I'm harvesting this stuff, I'm not really in any kind of, not looking for anything specific. I know that a lot of guildmates need a lot of things from Enchanted Lands area. Personally, I need to go to Rivervale, but since I have some things anyway where I need to run around, I don't really see any reason not to harvest along the way. So that's my big plan of the moment. Now I'll let this person, this Dawn individual, go ahead and harvest her. She doesn't want it. Well, we're gonna just go a little bit of ways away and feign death to get that off. And then you can get up by pressing X. And that's probably why the Dawn person did not get this animal bin, because it was too close to that wasp. She didn't want to get beaten about the face with it. Understandable. And there are a couple of them hanging out of there, but we got a couple out of the way, so I was good. A couple of the nodes out of the way, is not the creatures. I don't personally want to try to take on those guys, especially not in my crafting or my harvesting gear. There are some various bears I could go after. I suppose I may as well switch on over to the adventuring gear. Those knocked out while, you know, over in the area. Looks like there's an ad break in progress. I have no idea. Wasn't paying enough attention to that screen, I suppose, to see that pop up. It's unfortunate. Well, now, I suppose I'll switch back to the harvesting here to get this mystical natural garden. Apparently what I need is just briar pods in general. Not necessarily the cubs. So, there we go, and we'll get that taken care of as well. This is just the repeatable, the one where we're hunting the bears. It's one of the repeatables, I should say. This is hunting local enchanted creatures. So this is the guy underneath here over there, Kelbry or something like that. His name is, and he'll give you this repeatable. I don't know how many times. Good number of times for sure. So that's what we're gonna try to knock out, I guess, at the moment, because I just happened to, you know, be in the area. I may as well get the bears. And I only need 8 of them, so that's not too bad. Get a little bit of health back, I think, before I jump right into the next one. But I may go ahead and switch back to my harvesting and go do a bit of harvesting and come back for more bears. Assuming that there's anything here to harvest. Looks like we still have this tin over here. May as well grab it. Since our friendly impaler wolf wants... Oh no, Shinju. That's unfortunate that you thought so. No, Daybreak Games took it over, and it is still alive and well. They did not shut down the game at all. Right. In fact, there's a new expansion coming out for live. The server that I'm on right now is the Origins server, and it is it's like set back during the time that it was like similar, let's say, to what it was like in around late 2006, somewhere in there. But no, it's definitely still alive and running. In fact, you know, pretty active, I would say. So, did you play it previously? I equip my fishing pole and get some of this fish here. And then go check and see. I don't see any bears up right now, so I'm going to... Oh, there's one over there. I guess I can go over and get him. I really wasn't planning to go out of my way for them, but I suppose I will. Put on my adventuring gear and hopefully knock this guy right out. Alright, we got that guy. Now we've got these two that are grouped up, so we may as well grab them. And I'm going to mez this one. And then just work on this guy first. Then look at the other one. Alright, now we can go back to Kelby, but may as well, on the way, switch right back into the harvesting gear, and then get this garden. I'm leaning toward, if nobody weighs in further on it, I think I may just get the stove and keg for the guild house. I really think that being able to switch into the different harvesting tools like this, with just a click of a button on that hotbar, has made my life a lot easier as far as the harvesting successfully goes. It's much faster. I need some level 40 tools. Right now I just have the level 30 tools. But it'll make it go a little bit faster if I can get the higher level ones. I think that our woodworker may not be quite high enough yet for that. Maybe soon though, with all this stuff. I'm gonna let that person get off. With all this XP we've got going on right now, the bonus XP may help our woodwork get a little higher, so it'll be good. I'm gonna turn into Calbu here.
I hope this compensates you for your time and effort.
Thanks. I'll be on my way. Now, that was the last time Calvary's offering us this repeatable. No arrow over the head, or no feather over the head. So we will accept this, which is now 1 gold, 39 silver, and 4 copper. Sorry, my words are not coming to me very well tonight. Brain's a little bit on the dead side. But okay, having done the last of those repeatables, I better check and see if I have any of... I don't think I have any of the Sinjabo quests over there. So I may as well go and grab those. And, of course, grab shinies and harvest on the way. Of note, I have not unmentor yet. Might as well probably do that, but I'm going to swap a current zone first. Sarma Singe Bows. Okay, I already do have the thing currently, so no sense in going to try to grab it. I also have this, which I need to pick up the indicate Cascade for. Interesting. Alright, I'll grab this rhythmic stone and that natural garden over there. Might be a good idea for me to go ahead and unmentor it, but if I did, I think it would probably out-level it. Gray out, in other words. Hoping Pharma Singe Bills, not necessarily. 42, 113. Actually, it may not, but then it may. I think I will not risk it for this. Since it's still green to me, I'll just continue as is. I may lose a little bit of XP due to mentoring, but I think it's an acceptable loss. Let's see here. I think I'm going to just head in the direction of those jum barrels that are needed over there. Needed to be found over there, I should say. And I'll grab some of those goblins along the beach for the Sarmasinge Bellows quest as well. Seems like a good idea. Now, something interesting. I know I've shown you guys the static shinies that are in this little building over here. There are two of them. One in the bottom, first floor, and then one on the top floor that's like a little lamppost or lantern. And anyway, the interesting thing about those is that these days they're no trade. But back in the day, when this was actually live at that time, it was they were tradable, and so you could just come and get these, and then you could sell them because apparently I don't know if nobody knew where to get them or what the deal was, but you could sell them on the broker for a decent amount. No longer the case because now they just they're no trade. So if you have it, then there's no sense in picking it up again. Really at all, unless, like, I know that I've done it just to show you guys where they were, but otherwise, no. For these lights, we got bright blue, bright white, and dim green. Let's see what we can find here. Alright, some neophyte training tomes. These are of the lesser variety, so let's check and see what we have. Do a search, we're going to type in neophyte. And what we want are the lesser ones. So among the lesser, we have Outriders, Arcanists, Marshals. Okay, so Outrider, Arcanist, and Marshal means we need Diviners. So let's grab the Diviners. Very good. And we still have some lights. Let's go again. Soft blue, and brilliant red. And so we have a very tiny coin purse. I will take the ancient silver coin. And we'll try again. We got the soft blue, bright green, and brilliant red. Ah, we got a disturbed corpse to grace us with his presence here. And he gave us a corrupted zombie brain, so that wasn't for nothing. Even though I'm in my crafting gear, it's fine. Well, my harvesting gear, honestly. Alright, we'll try that again. Soft blue, soft green, and dim blue. See what we get from that. Nothing interesting. Yeah, let's try again. Okay, might have to move a bit. Brilliant green, soft blue, dim red. And we find nothing interesting. Alright, how about again? Yeah. Let's move around a bit. No, no luck. No luck whatsoever. Alright, yeah. Can't win them all. But I did get one book. And now, how about some harvesting of a little bit of wood on the way? Glimmering flower, no less. just as a refresher, if you have the level 30 briarwood harvesting tools, you decrease the amount of time that it takes to harvest each node. Well, actually, it's each harvest on a node by 1 second. So it definitely adds up very quickly in time-saving efforts. Now, I don't really care how many of these we get at once. So if we get a couple, I mean, as long as it's not too many, we'll get a couple. And I want to blow them up. And then we'll get a couple more in a second. Right now, like that. And it looks like an ad is starting in 48 seconds. You know what I didn't do is change out of my my harvesting gear, I don't think. I sure didn't. Oh well. Don't need a goblin territory marker, that's a language drop. And not in any need of it. I suppose I can kill this feral lash. I don't really want to mess with this. Killing the feral lashes too terribly much. I'll have to kill plenty of them later on. I have not a lot of interest in it at this time. But I'll go ahead so that I can get this animal dinner. And of course, still in my harvesting gear, but no big deal. Alright, now back to my harvesting. Being interrupted by a feral lasher. Man, that's the life, huh? Going along minding your own business, and all of a sudden, a rat with a scorpion tail comes out of nowhere and starts attacking. It's extremely aggressive behavior. I think there's something very wrong with these little scorpion rat guys, you know? I think we should perhaps get our rabies shots. Because I just don't really feel like it's normal and natural behavior for these guys to be so aggressive. Not a lot of random, rodent type creatures come out of the blue attacking like that. And even scorpions, they'll defend themselves. But for them to just come after you as you're nearby, not so much. Normally they'll come after you if you threaten them with something. They feel threatened. But otherwise, they don't really spend a lot of time attacking you. Oh, here's a crude blueprint. Now that is a quest starter. Gotta take that, right? Let's see what we got here. Upon closer inspection of the blueprint, you see that it is a plan to dig under the big ball in Enchanted Lands, allowing the ocean to wear away at its base, effectively weakening it for attack. The Griffin should be stopped before they carry out their plan. Put the blueprint away. No, I don't want to put the blueprint away there. I've made an error with that selection. We're going to try that again. We want to slay them. That's what we want to do. Alright, accept the quest. That's literally all that quest is. It's just a little order, basically a work order. Very similar to a Far East Requisition, minus the turning it in. It's So, okay. That's what it looks like for now. We'll see what happens momentarily once we have slain the requisite 10. 9, actually. Need to slay 9 fog vermin. So, not the fog vermin whelp. It has to be the actual fog vermin that counts out. None of this whelp stuff. Insufficient. Clearly they don't know anything, they're just whelps. In the meanwhile, we'll gather some plants. It's exciting. Leaving a trail of bodies behind. Look at that, man. It's those Goblin territory markers, though, to be fair. And I noticed there were some regular fog vermin in this next total group, so something to keep in mind. They are coming up.